guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Jo. For those of you who've been here before, thanks for coming back, and for those of you who haven't, welcome. Today I'm going to be talking about allergies, and in particular my journey with allergies. So let's get into the video. So as a child, like many kids, I suffered from hay fever, and this got particularly worse early summer, and it was really bad, like in primary school. I remember eyes streaming, itching, crying, having to go to the doctors to get really strong eye drops with my mum, and taking medication consistently. And I used to do that really early on, from like March, to try and get that into my body, and it was something that I never really outgrew. I had a friend who had a rabbit, and one summer we were changing the hay, and I just didn't presume that hay was grass, because you just don't. It was like straw, and I literally, my eyes went boom, and I come home, my mum was like, "What has happened to you?" And I was like, literally, "I've been cleaning the rabbit and I don't know what's going on." And she said, "It's grass, you've got to be careful." So that was my first kind of like real experience with an allergy. And then as time went on, as I got into my early teens, I started to become like, not necessarily allergic, but react to certain things. So I'd eat fruit and the roof of my mouth would go so itchy. So things like apples, kiwi fruit, pineapple, really itchy. And sometimes I'd take an antihistamine, but as like every 13, 14-year-old, I'd just pop it back and it'd be good, like it wouldn't bother me at all. So that was it. And then I got into my adulthood, went to university, was fine, worked fine, worked at the body shop, so I was working with like loads of natural ingredients, and you know, like nothing bothered me at all. And then about maybe 7 years ago, whenever I used to go out for a night out and wake up the next day with a hangover, I used to have a really tight chest, like really tight breathing, like and I didn't feel like I couldn't breathe, but I sounded like I couldn't breathe. And my mates used to take the mick out of me and be like, "No, do you want my inhaler you've got with your alcoholic asthma?" And it used to drive me insane. And as time went on, years and years, I started to get worse and worse, and not just when I'd been out, like in everyday life. So I went to see a doctor and they sent me to an asthma clinic. Oh no, I'm lying. First, because I had really bad stomach pain, they thought I had a hiatus hernia, so they sent me for some tests for that, and I went for sorry, there was a bird on the window ledge. I went for an endoscopy where they put the camera down, and they said that my stomach was fine. So didn't think anything about having acid reflux. I took omeprazole for a long time and lansoprazole because they stopped working, and didn't really see any differences or any effects. Tried to cut like tomatoes out, spicy food, but didn't really make any difference. So I went back to the doctors, and the doctor referred me to the asthma clinic at the hospital. He thought I might have symptoms of asthma. He'd already given me a couple of inhalers and they kind of worked a little bit, but you know, only when I had alcoholic asthma. So I went to the asthma clinic at the hospital, an NHS hospital, and straight away they did loads of tests on me, like I had to breathe into a thing, those of you who are asthmatic will know, and make a cloud float and stuff. And they gave me a diary that I had to track and do a peak flow, which is like a machine with a reader on it. And I had to do the peak flow chart every day for like a month, twice a day, so they could track my peak flow. And while I was there, they said, "Listen, it might not be from being asthmatic. What about allergies?" So I said, "Yeah, I've always thought I was allergic to stuff, this, that and the other." I said, "I think I'm definitely allergic to kiwi fruit. I know I'm allergic to grass." I said, "Maybe, you know, wheat or gluten or something like that." So she said, "Right, we'll test you for celiac disease and a kiwi intolerance and grass and the usual cats, dogs, dust mites. And what about nuts?" So I said, "I eat a lot of nuts, to be honest." But there was a weird story, because about 3 or 4 weeks before, I used to buy Snicker bars, hashtag not sponsored, but Aldi ones that were called Racers, and I just used to eat like 4 at a time. And I remember eating one and putting it down in front of the TV and thinking, "Oh, think I might be allergic to you, like a bit weird this. So then what I did, which you definitely should not do, and if you have a nut allergy or you think you've got a nut allergy, do not do this. I just ate the nugget off the bottom and left the Snickers on the nut bit on the side. How bad's that? So, whoops. So they sent me for all these tests. I carried on as normal, eating what I normally did, didn't cut anything out of my diet, because if you cut things out of your diet, for example, when you do the celiac testing, if you cut wheat, gluten, barley, rye, oats, whatever out of your diet, then it doesn't show up as a positive. So carried on as normal, doing my normal stuff. And then I think it was about a week after Christmas, so I did salt and vinegar cashews, peanuts, wheat, whatever. I got the allergy test information back from the hospital, and it said that I had a definite allergy to kiwi. I had an extreme allergy to grass, which I knew about. It said that I had a wheat allergy and a gluten allergy, and barley allergy, which obviously then is celiac disease, and that I had a nut allergy to peanuts, almonds, and my reaction to almonds was stronger than my reaction to peanuts, Brazil nuts and hazelnuts. Now, I literally used to eat so many nuts, like just chomp on nuts all the time, and doesn't sound right, does it, chomp on nuts? And I used to have spoons and spoons of Nutella. Like, even in my dad's house now, the little glasses that we have to drink out of were old Nutella glasses we used to keep when we were kids. And I used to have them sandwiched in between two digestives, and I used to squeeze them down and eat all, next level. But anyway, that was the end of that. So the letter was like, do not eat nuts, like take this really seriously. I was like, oh, okay. So I had to go back to the asthma clinic. And while I was there as well, the doctor I worked with, who was absolutely amazing, Dr. Segal, she said, I wonder if you've got vocal cord dysfunction. I work with this clinic in Preston and they're specialists in it, so I'm going to send you there as well. So I went to the clinic in Preston and they tested me for vocal cord dysfunction, VCD, and they basically put a camera down your nose, which is not like the nicest feeling ever. I was a proper wuss about it. And it just sits on top of your vocal cords, and you have to do things like count to 10, shout, whisper, breathe, sing, all sorts of stuff. And they spray different sprays as well to see if they tighten your vocal cords. So they spray deodorant and perfume and different scents and Lynx, well, not necessarily just Lynx, so sorry about that, but men's aftershave. And they sprayed men's body spray on my vocal cords, because you could see them on the screen. It just went like that. And as a dancer, I work obviously a lot in studios, so I work with people, and people obviously spraying deodorant all the time. So clearly that was one of my triggers. And they gave me some breathing exercises to do, and they've helped me immensely. The team was super supportive there. I had some vocal cord lessons with them. Not like for singing, I'm still absolutely shocking at singing, but to strengthen my vocal cords and my breathing, so to learn to breathe from my diaphragm, so from down here, rather than in the throat, and to stop me doing voice clearing, which I'm probably doing quite a bit at the moment, to be honest, which is when you to clear your throat. So learning to, from there, so that's different. And I keep doing those exercises, I do them a lot now. I used to do them when I went on the sunbed, which I also don't recommend that you do. No sunbeds. I don't want sunbeds anymore. And then I also went back to that clinic about a year after, and they tested me again. We did the camera again. My symptoms were a lot less, and that could be a combination of the exercises, staying away from as much perfume goods, or from allergies as well. So that was absolutely beneficial in my life, and I've cut a lot of things out of my diet. I mean, before this, I was miserable. I remember being just sat in my bedroom, saying to my husband, I can't do this. I don't know how I'm going to live. I can't breathe. I feel awful. I don't want to be here. I don't want to deal with this. It was like a really dark time for me. And obviously for him as well, because people were watching me deal with it, and I was dead upset. I'm really frustrated and angry. So yeah, I've cut everything out of my life. So I don't eat wheat, I don't eat gluten, I don't eat barley. I'm really careful. I don't obviously eat anything with nuts. When I went back to the clinic, the asthma clinic, and we discussed my nut allergies and things like that, one of the things that the doctor said to me was be really careful, like when you're going out to eat, especially in like Chinese restaurants, because they often cook with peanut oil, and that's not a good thing for me at all. And I wasn't tested for seeds, but when I had like seeded gluten-free bread, I did kind of have some kind of weird reactions to it, so I stay away from seeds. Rude. But yeah, so yeah, I eat gluten-free bread, a lot of corn, fresh foods. I'd love to just be able to go out and eat a chip, like a deep fried, goodness. But a lot of places use the same fryer. There's one amazing place in Dubai which is called the Observatory Bar and Grill, and it's like got a super view of the Palm. And I went there for their grill night on a Wednesday, and they did me, I could eat the lettuce starter, which was brilliant. Then I could eat, because believe it or not, people who are gluten-free do not want to eat salad. Like, it's some kind of myth. I don't even like salad, so we don't want to eat salad. We want to eat absolute deep fried crap. I'm not some A-list Hollywood celebrity who's trying to get thin. I just want to eat deep fried food. Breaded, carved goods. Ran over. And they did me, like, I had all the meat, I could eat all that, and then they did me a jacket potato, which is one of my favourites anyway. And the server was like, the chef will try and make you some gluten-free fries. I was like, don't worry about it. And then towards the end of the meal, they just brought out this big massive bucket of chips, and I was like, well, the chef cleaned out the fryer for you and just done your gluten-free fries. Honestly, the desserts come out and they were like, would you like a fruit platter? No, I wouldn't like a fruit platter. I'd like some meringue and ice cream and caramel sauce. But which sometimes has gluten in the caramel sauce, so just watch yourselves there. And I was like, no, I have got chips, and everyone else can eat their amazing looking chocolate brownies, raspberry whatevers, sponges, and I'm going to sit here and I'm going to eat every single one of these chips. And I did, and it was the best time of my life. So that's so sad in it and ridiculous. But yeah, you just adjust to it, and don't get me wrong, it is difficult, like going out to eat. I think if I only had a nut allergy and not celiac, or vice versa, I'd manage much easier in life, because I'm like, oh, a gluten-free croissant, a gluten-free cake, and then I read the instructions, no, they're not instructions, ingredients, and it's like almond oil, peanut this, da-da-da. So that's like a double blow in life to have a nut allergy and be celiac. And I also think I've got a soy allergy, and it's kind of self-diagnosed, but I think somebody who has allergies, you know when you eat things how you feel. And when I keep looking, the recurring ingredient is soy. I'm going to get tested for that, because I know loads of people will be like, don't diagnose yourself, The best thing I can recommend is going to get allergy testing if you feel like you've got allergies. But allergies are something not to be messed with. They should be taken really seriously. And when I went back to that clinic for the second time, I said, like, when I've been eating fruit and stuff like that, I've still been getting a really itchy mouth and whatever else. And that's when the doctor prescribed me with adrenaline injections to carry around with me. And the likelihood of me needing to use them is slim to none. My nut allergies, you know, they have different centiles of nut allergy. If you're interested, then, you know, let me know and I'll show you into that. But my almond allergy is the worst. My peanut allergy is below. So it says on the NHS structure that you should carry an EpiPen for the level of peanut allergy I've got. But it's not necessary, but definitely for my almond allergy. And I carry those around with me. I always carry two. I remember seeing a couple of years ago about a young boy who died, I think, because one of his adrenaline pens didn't work, and he only had that one adrenaline pen. So I carry two with me literally everywhere I go. They're in my back there, I'll show you in a minute. And I also carry antihistamines as well, just in case I get a little and I want to sort that out. I did used to take one every single morning, but I've tried to stop doing that to try and build my immune system a bit more. Probably not. I was never advised by a doctor to take an allergy tablet every day. So, yeah, that's it really. Difficult life. Difficult because I'm in a new country as well, so trying to work out what I can eat, what I can't eat. Things that I like as well, because gluten-free bread, man, it's alright. My favourite is Warburton's do a gluten-free artisan sourdough loaf, and it's so nice. Can't get it in Dubai. So I'm just like trial and erroring things to see if I like them, if I don't like them. And yeah, because I'm avoiding soy at the moment as well, all the chocolate in Dubai has soy in it, literally, apart from an arrow. So that's a bit... There is some Cadbury that's UK imported. It's like £20 for a bag of 12 bites, so that won't be happening either. Oh, and that was some loud construction. So yeah, that's my experience with allergies. If you want any information, then feel free to comment, send me a message, message me on Instagram at whatjoeylikes. I try and put on some food stuff on there and different things that I find to keep people up to date. I'm not the be all and end all of allergies. Like, I don't know everything about allergies. Definitely see a doctor, definitely see an allergy specialist. I've seen this blog post this morning that I'm super interested about this girl who's been in LA with this doctor, and they introduce you little bits, and now she's like, she had over 100 allergies, and now she's like not allergic to nuts and stuff. So I'd love that life. So hopefully there's people out here in Dubai who do stuff like that, so maybe that's something to try. Never try anything with regards to allergies without a doctor, without being watched by a doctor, without people who really know what they're doing, who are safe, who have qualified. Don't just go to somebody who, is just going to try something because it might not work and you don't want to die. So yeah, just be really cautious about who you go to, who you work with, and yeah, that's about it really. I'll grab my adrenaline so you can have a quick look. Stay right there. These are the adrenaline sticks that I carry. This is a brand called Emerade, solution for injection in a pre-filled pen, 300 milligrams. These do run out of date, so if you do have adrenaline, make sure you check your sell-by dates. Sell-by, use-by dates, expiry dates. I did used to have the ones that were like orange with a blue thing. You'll have seen those. They're like the proper ones, not proper ones, but the ones you train with. When I went to get them last year, they'd been recalled, so they couldn't get them from places. The dosage might have been recalled. I think it was something to do with them not releasing, so they recalled them, which is brilliant. And they gave me another brand. So yeah, there's my Emerade, bit battered because I keep them in my bag all the time. And these ones you literally just stab. It's got instruction on the back. Remove the shield, press, hold for 5 seconds, and they have another casing as well that you can use to keep them with you. Never really had any problems with carrying adrenaline. At the airport, it's always fine. Especially to put them in a separate bag because they're liquid. Sometimes you don't even check. The only place where people have been weird about it is if I've gone like to Las Vegas nightclubs or maybe more pool parties, and they're like, "Can we get a check on this, please?" And I'm like, lads, if someone comes in with a bucket load of peanuts or a drink something that's been cross-contaminated, I'm going to die, and that's your fault. And you've taken it off me, but they've never took it off me. The only thing they've took off me is I do carry some like extra strong antihistamines like Benadryls, and at pool parties in Vegas you just take them off you, even though they're labelled as Benadryl, they think I'm some like kind of drug master and I can peel the front off and pop them back in, but really it's just to keep me alive. So push comes to shove, real big dog, big girl kind of things. So yeah, that's about it really. Thanks for watching today. If you like this video or want to see any more from me, please click down below to like, and also subscribe to this video. Give it a huge thumbs up. Remember to turn your notification bells on. So yeah, take care of yourself. Hope you have a wonderful day, week, and peace out.